Hey, there we are. David P. is broadcasting from Studio Squim, or perhaps the bridge of the Enterprise, depending on how you feel. And my buddy Alastair is here today to challenge me. And you're out there floating around in the galaxy. Must be.
Yeah. Hey, David. How's it going? I'm in space in the vacuum, and the virtual background is slowly eating my face here as well. But so it goes. How have you been?
I've been good. Been out of commission for a little bit. A lot of family and that kind of stuff. Staying in town and that sort of thing. So I had to dismantle Studio Squim for a while and be offline for a bit. But very glad that we're able to play this game. I been getting a lot of X-Files stuff and not a lot of Star Trek, and I got some 24 in there too. I don't know if you saw that 24 to the trading card game. I did an unboxing earlier, but I was really missing
the unboxing.
Yeah, and I may have gone overboard on my cards. I want to be like you and just get it right down to 60 and get that sweet spot there.
We get to play 50 in this game, which is incredible to me. This is a small deck.
Yeah, I still have my X-Files frame of mind where I need to cover all my bases in any possible challenge, and instead just have a nice lean deck that gets me exactly what I want when I want it, kind of a thing.
Stephen has a lot to answer for with these 120 card decks going on.
Yeah. But hopefully this will work out. But yeah, I do need to learn to run a little more lean in this particular game.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Have you, talking of Star Trek things, have you been watching the new season of Strange New Worlds on Paramount at all, David?
I watched the first season and I really enjoyed it. A couple episodes were a little bogus, but for the most part, I liked it. And then some cost-cutting measures came in, and Paramount Network had to.
Okay. Yeah.
Season 2 is still a mystery, but I'll tell you what. When I saw it's like, oh, we're doing a musical episode, I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm missing anything.
Great. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I'm actually kind of amazed that, what is it, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, 900 and something, someone can correct me in Star Trek fandom, episodes in, we've never had an all-out musical yet. I mean, we've had the Doctor singing about hypersprays and various other things on Star Trek Voyager in the past, but the fact that they hadn't done this at some point prior to now was amazing to me. So and it was the right cast to do it with, I think.
Well, I'll give them credit for doing something that hasn't been done before.
Where no one has gone before.
Where no one has gone before, to coin a phrase. It just seemed a little wacky. It seemed a little early in the season to be doing goofy stuff, or early in the series. But I like all the characters and everything. So hopefully I'll find a different place to cut my budget and Paramount can come back, because it's funny. Like, I figured, well, Paramount's got to go, I gotta cut somewhere. And it didn't have as many. I wasn't really impressed with Picard. I never finished the series, and I felt like I didn't really need Star Trek on demand as much as I need Star Wars and Marvel on demand. So I traded off.
Yeah, and I mean, all these services are putting up their subscription fees all the time at the moment and stuff, aren't they? So it is hard to do that balancing act between what we're watching at any given time. So
yeah, I thought I was going to get into Yellowstone, and I didn't really get into it, and so I cut Paramount, and then like 3 or 4 months after I cut Paramount, suddenly they're starting to get all this cool stuff in again, and I'm like, oh.
It is absolutely like that, isn't it? Yeah, as soon as you leave one of them, new seasons of something or other start dropping, and you're enticed back.
Yeah, that's how they got. That's how they'll get me, I imagine, because I am curious about Strange New Worlds. Like I said, I like the first season for the most part, with a couple
I
of
think
exceptions.
if things like the music night, I don't know if you saw that they did a crossover with the animated show as well, which I really love too. But if slightly sort of more off the wall stuff like that isn't your cup of tea, it's a season that is very eclectic. It's not just that. There's a lot of there's a very good kind of riff on sort of Apocalypse Now and war stories, which we've not really seen since Deep Space Nine. Um, in the way that it's done in Strange New Worlds this season. There's a very good riff on City on the Edge of Forever, which is really nicely done. So yeah, it's a real mixed bag, and a lot of the promotional focus has been on those episodes. But there's a lot of different stuff to check out in it. So I think you'll enjoy some, if not all of it. I think.
They set a riff on City of Edge of Forever. They're not borrowing from previous series to kind of boost their stuff, are they?
Well, I mean, I guess it's when it's when it's literally the premise of the show is sort of that like reboot into. I mean, I don't even know how would you classify it. It's kind of like picking up a pilot that got turned into another show like 60 years ago, 50 years ago, so the Strange New Worlds will always have that aspect of. The history of the show looming large because we're constantly seeing fresh interpretations of characters that we know and love from the original series. But for my money, I think it was. I think the little homages and nods where they were done and little throwbacks were done very well in Strange New Worlds season 2. So I'll look forward to hearing what you think about it, David.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Maybe just re-up for a month and binge everything, and then drop it again so I can catch up.
Plan. Yeah, it's only 10 episodes, so you can. It's a nice one to rip through in like a long weekend or something, and you'll be up to speed again.
Are you watching Lower Decks at all?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lower Decks.
Okay.
I think, like yourself, I kind of felt that Picard was the weakest of the new crop, and actually, I leave aside Prodigy because I've not watched that show at all. But between Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, and Picard, I did feel that Picard really struggled to find what it wanted to be, and then the final season was a lot of fan service and peppered with genuinely really good episodes, but overall those 3 seasons I wasn't as impressed with. But yeah, Lower Decks has been good fun. Have you checked out the earlier seasons of that at all, David?
Of which one? Or Lower Decks?
Lower Decks.
I have not watched any of Lower Decks. Again, that was another reason that I'd kind of dropped Paramount Network. It kind of felt like it was for kids. I did watch Prodigy because I heard that Janeway was going to be in it. So I'm like, okay, maybe that'll help. But it also felt like it was really kind of a kids show. So I watched as many episodes as I could stomach. I think I went through the whole first season, but it really was. I didn't feel like I was the right demographic for it. So that made it a little easier to choose Paramount.
Okay, right. Yeah. Lower Decks has been like is probably the show that's surprised me most. I expected that I would enjoy Lower Decks. I didn't think it would impress me as much as it has had. It's there are so many nods and winks and jokes on things that you will recognize if you're a fan of all of the earlier incarnations of Star Trek, and like done in a way that it kind of brings the audience into that what am I trying to say here? It's a very endearing take on the history of the show, and one that I think is very easy for fans to kind of get on board with. But I mean, a show that's just looking in the rearview mirrors is never very exciting. And one of the great things about Lower Decks is that they do a lot of an unexpected amount of character development. I think a lot of people look at an animated show and think maybe there's not going to be that much to it. It's just going to be kind of gags and jokes, and that'll be it. But Lower Decks is I've really enjoyed the journey that particularly the four main characters have gone on in it so far. And it was a real treat for a fan like myself to see a crossover with Strange New Worlds and get to see them do some live action stuff. So, but I see you're finished shuffling up there, David. Does that mean we're at red alert for some Star Trek?
I have one key thing missing, and that is my dilithium crystals, my power crystals for energy. I am going to be off camera for just a few seconds while I run and grab those. I'll be right back.
No worries. Seems like a good time to check if we have anyone lurking in chat. I can't see anyone, but hello to anyone who happens to be watching this just now or in the future. It's been a little while since David and I have played Star Trek trading card game. So we're looking forward to trying out some new cards from the collection. I've rejigged the deck a bit from last time, and exciting to see what we can make work this time around.
Yeah, I have unfortunately ignored Star Trek, the card game, here for a little bit. And so I've actually got some booster boxes unopened, which is quite frankly is a crime. So I don't have all of the cards that I wish I did. I didn't visit any of the online retailers.
But boxes to open is always exciting. I look forward to maybe some opening streams on Squim in the future for them. Or
absolutely, yeah. I'm finding myself with some extra time here in the next week or two, so you'll see like a blast of content from Studio Squim, and then once I get back to work, suddenly it's going to drop off again. But yeah,
awesome. I did enjoy. I was watching your season 4 opening of your X-Files cards the other day, which was a lot of fun to see, and I appreciated the Pusher cosplay for the video as well.
I'm glad that joke wasn't wasted. Yes.
No, I got you. I was like, I need to remember that one for Halloween sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I've said it a million times probably, but that's one of my favorite episodes. So even though I should have saved that gag for a Scully set opening, I couldn't resist. So
it's so good. It's too good. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the X-Files team has been super busy with one thing or another in real life, keeping us away from card games for a while. So it's nice to be able to sit down finally and get a game in, even if it's Star Trek rather than X-Files today. And I'm sure we'll be playing X-Files again before too long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, there's actually been kind of an influx of X-Files fans joining the Discord and the Facebook group. So I'm hoping we'll get a few of them up and running. And I think Stephen is working on recruiting one of his coworkers, so she'll be in the game pretty soon, hopefully. And so the X-Files will be picking back up. I want to get this picked back up, though. This is just fun. Even though I wasn't prepared, that would kind of give you the impression that maybe I wasn't taking it seriously. But yeah, I'm very excited to get this game going. So enough small talk. Let's get right into it. I might need to, because it's been a while, I might need to defer to your expertise on rules for a few of these things. But
I do have my Board Game Geek printout to one side. I don't know if the person from Board Game Geek will ever see this video, but someone over there did a wonderful kind of tidy up of what is a good but very small and slightly kind of by today's standards, eccentric set of rules in the official rule book. So I have that to one hand for us, David. So I'll do my best to keep us right on that.
Yeah, one of the reasons I was delayed in getting this started, not only because I was trying to shuffle my cards there, but also had a catastrophic equipment failure here with my laptop and had to run and grab a substitute to be online here. And there's my okay. I've also got the Board Game Geek outline here to help me out.
Brilliant. Okay. Would you like to do a coin flip for who goes first here?
Yeah, let's do it. In usual Studio Squim tradition.
So as is the long-running joke when David and I play, I'm going to call heads just now because we live on opposite sides of the world, and occasionally the time delay makes a mockery of this process where it looks like the one doing the calling is doing it about 4 minutes after the coin lands. So I'm going heads, David. Let's do it.
Going heads. All right, just for documentation, this is the token we're going to use. X will be heads, and the US dime will be tails. All right, and you're choosing heads. Let's get this up in the air. It's heads, so you get to choose if you want to be the current player or the challenging player.
So I'm going to go current player. I think current player has a little bit of an advantage in this game. Challenging player, you're stuck with what you draw off the top of your deck for the first turn of the game. So I will see if current player can help me out that way.
All right, let's draw our 7 and get started.
Okay, interesting. Well, the first thing I come to is my discard phase, and I'm definitely going to be doing some discarding because I have a hand that makes it look like I didn't shuffle my deck very well, which is not a great start. So there's a lot of tension in this game on we're using in these games to a lot of tension being about what gets played onto the table, but because of how this game works, where you're trying to assemble your episode cards and you're trying to make sure you have crew to play, there's actually a lot of tension that comes in. What am I going to get rid of from my hand? Like how it almost feels a bit like push your luck of like, how much can I throw away and expect to get a better return for what I ditch. So I'm definitely going to discard 3 discovery cards. And I think I'm actually going to discard 1 challenge card as well. So I'm discarding 4, and we'll draw back up to 4. Draw back up to 7 with 4. So 4 cards go into the hand. Oh, wow.
I see on your Enterprise core crew, you have 1. Should it be 1 or 2? Don't we have 1 for each player in the game?
Oh, yeah, good. Hold on. I think it's actually. Let me just double check. I think it's just 1 because it comes from the ship's stores rather than your. Oh no, sorry. Take 1 XD from ship stores for each player in the game. Thanks, David. Yeah, no, you're completely right. It should be 2. Okay, so drawn back up to 7, crew phase. I'm going to play Lieutenant Uhura to my crew. Mission cards. Very sadly, I am on the default mission for this turn. So you have a chance, David, to put down a mission of your own if you would like to.
I do not have a mission card to put down.
Okay, so I get to continue on to choosing my landing party. So we'll bring Uhura. We'll also bring the 3 main characters as well, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. And we're now to assign XC to the landing party. So if I remember this correctly, I can only add one XC to each landing party member I wish. And any XC over one left in the power base goes back to ship stores. So I'm going to give one to Kirk and one to Uhura and keep one in the ship stores. Okay, so we've done assign XC to the landing party. Opponent plays a challenge card. Do you have a challenge card that you would like to play onto my mission here, David?
If just to be clear, that last remaining power or XC ship stores is different from your power base, right? Power base is what.
Sorry, maybe I might have misspoken there. I meant that it's going to stay in my power base. If there's anything over one, I have to return it to ship stores, which is the kind of pool for the game. But I'm allowed to keep one, so I've got one XC to spend essentially at some point.
Gotcha. Thank you for the help there.
No worries. Yeah.
He's confused. We need to play more so I can get used to all the semantics.
Yeah, I feel like this step, I know we've said it in previous videos, feels like the most fiddly one in the game. It's a little bit weird, the initial XC step. A lot of the rest feels like it has quite a good flow to it, but that one's a bit of an odd one. So all good. Do you have a challenge lurking in your hand that you want to throw down here, David?
Well, I'm reading here that wild cards and permanent wilds can be played at any time except during an icon draw. So I am going to play a permanent wild.
Okay.
Romulan Bird of Prey.
Nice. Can you remind me what this one does?
Oh, my screen is upside down. Romulan, which is green, so it's a keyword there. Romulan Star Empire Starship. All Romulans, again, Romulans colored green, so that's also a keyword there that we can play on. All Romulans are at +1 to combat rating if Bird of Prey is in play. It says here, pay 1 XC to remove 1 XC from any permanent wild. Pay 1 XC to remove 1 XC from the USS Enterprise if the Enterprise is in the landing party, or pay 2 to remove from your deck a Romulan challenge and place it in your hand.
Okay, nice. A little toolbox there.
I'm going to very quickly see if I can flip this back so it's actually readable. Now it's some kind of weird fisheye.
Sure, don't worry. If you can, I can definitely still make out the kind of important stuff there.
Well, I gotta do it for the viewers here, all 0 of them. But somebody watching later might be like, "What the heck is going on with that guy?" Yeah, you know what? We'll just have to tough it out here on this one, I guess.
You can, yeah. I mean, you can probably flip it in post later if the if it works.
Acting bizarre. Yeah. Speaking of post, I'm giving myself lots of opportunities for editing here.
Yeah, that's good. I can see the important stuff there.
Let's see if I can get it at least. Just a little bit more. Come on, little buddy. All right, all that fiddling around, and we're right back to where I started. Great work, David. All right, there you go. So that permanent wild is out there. And a challenge. Your mind. Hmm. Ooh. Um, no challenge at this time. Go ahead.
Okay, so come to playing a plot card. Really, unfortunately, I also don't have a plot card to play for this episode. So again, you have a chance if you have a plot card you want to drop in to do so.
I do have a plot card I want to play on you.
Okay, this is.
Maybe a question for you though. Your crew is at maximum right now, right? With 4.
I think I'm one off. Yeah, up to 5 crew. So I could have one more crew on my team here.
And I think you will. I'm going to play the plot card from the Deadly Years. An inexperienced captain faces a Romulan attack in the neutral zone. The game effect +3 XC, which is not bad for you, but all permanent wildcards may use their ability at -1 XC cost.
Uh-oh. Sensing a Romulan attack coming on here.
Well, it says 1 XC cost minimum, and I don't have any XC on there, so I may have misplayed that plot card.
Oh, do you know what? I'm the same though. I always forget that XC for permanent wilds has to come from the card itself, not from your bank. I always forget that. So yeah.
I thought I was going to give myself a free hit on the Enterprise, but it's not going to work out that way.
Because the card you've played brings the Enterprise into the mission, right? It's got the little symbol on it.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing, was bringing you in and then using a free hit from my Romulan bird of prey. But instead, I'm going to give you 3 XC at the end as a bonus there.
No other challenges to jump out and throw a spanner in the works of my.
No, I think I've broke myself quite enough for now. Thank you.
Okay. So that's the plot card. There's no challenge card coming down on that. So we've got no challenges to go back and resolve. And I don't have any further. I mean, I didn't even have one plot card to play, so I certainly don't have more that I want to play after that. So I can just move to playing a discovery card. So I actually have taken out all the rest of the cards from this episode and have gone with different mission cards by and large. But this one was so good from our last game that I've kept it in. So my discovery is Tomorrow is Yesterday, and this is the one that is +1 XC. Draw up to your full hand size after taking XC. This just seems like an all-star. I was looking for things that I could replace this with, and I have other discoveries in here, but I couldn't bring myself to get rid of this one. So
that is just too valuable, considering you're kind of stuck with your hand.
Reloading every time, yeah, it seems so good. So okay, and this bit gets a little bit more complicated. We've got the resolution phase here. No challenger things to go through with that. Okay, so there's no episode bonus or anything fancy like that going on here. So I have +1 XC from the default mission, +1 XC from the discovery. And was it +3 from the plot card here, David?
Yeah, and I expect a very big thank you from you for that.
There's got to be a rule of acquisition somewhere about this right now for the moment. Okay, so
every game's a learning opportunity. Actually, read your cards before you play them. That's the lesson for today, David.
Okay, so I am banking 5 XC, which I'm not complaining about there. And uh, unfortunately, I need to remind myself actually what the limit is for.
Let's see, these XC can be distributed to surviving Landy party crew. Permanent wild cards, both subject to XC limits or power base. There is no limit to how many XCs a player can have in his power base. Crew
So
members who are neutralized may only receive one.
I think I'm gonna play a bit riskily here and take 4 of them and max out Uhura's XP straight away. So she has 5 XP counters on her. I'll keep the other 2 in the bank and start discarding things. So this goes away. The bridge crew return to our shared pool. I get to draw. I have 5 cards in hand, so I get to draw 2 for my discoveries effect. And at the end of the turn, I have 5, 6, 7, 8 XP, so still a long ways off our 25 to close out the game. And I will pass the turn to you.
Very good. Let's see here. So I'm stuck with the 5 I'm sitting on here, but
so you start with your. We start with your discard phase. You can discard any number of cards you like from your hand, and then you'll have your draw phase to go back up to 7. So you have a chance to smooth things out here.
let's see. I think I might play a bit of a risk here, but I'm going to keep that. All right. I'm going to discard 2, a wild card and a discovery card. That leaves me with 3, so I'm going to draw up to 4 here, or draw 4 to get myself up to 7.
Sure.
6, 7. Current player may add 1 crew. Not going to add a crew at this time.
Okay, so I am going to play a card at the start of your episode phase. I have a wild card here, which is Guardian of Forever, which says current player must play default episode cards for the remainder of this episode.
I am going to counter that with a wild card of my own, the Great Bird of the Galaxy.
I am going to Great Bird of the Galaxy. You're Great Bird of the Galaxy.
No.
Great birds everywhere.
There's a flock, a gaggle of great birds here, and you find me at the end of my counterpoints for that. So.
And sorry, I very rudely interrupted you there because you were about to explain for anyone who's watching that what this card does is negates any wild or permanent wild card just played, and both cards are removed from the game.
Removed from the game. Ouch.
Yeah, so both our great birds are taken away from the game here.
All right. Well, that having been said.
Who's going to be in your landing party here, David?
Yeah. Well, not a lot of excitement coming up here if I'm stuck without playing any episode cards. Let's see what the challenges bring. I'm just going to bring the three in here, the big three: Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. And that having been said,
sorry, I thought we had gotten confused, but actually we're coming up to the assign XC step just now. So go for it.
Well, we'll just temporarily move those guys back up.
Yeah. Oh no, it's all good. You were quite right that like the landing party gets formed first. I just had like a brain blank for a minute there and couldn't remember. So yeah, go for it.
Okay, so now I distribute my XC.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put one on McCoy here. I'm going to put. I can put two on my permanent wild here, right?
Yeah, I don't see any reason. Oh, in fact, unless the. Oh, in fact, in the initial segment, you can only add one XC to each landing party member, but at the end of the turn, you'll be able to dump as many as you want onto the wilds.
Handicapped again. All right. Five group. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm going to be playing the default mission, so it's back to you with any challenges.
Yeah, sadly, I don't have any mission to put on top of the default here, but I do have a challenge card. I have this card called Deadly Flora. That's got a bit of glare on it there. Just let me fix that. There we go, that's better. Deadly Flora. Challenge: the spores from this indigenous planet on Gamma Trianguli 6 are beautiful but deadly. If Deadly Flora is successful, target crew must make 2 icon flips. So this is an ambush card. And I would like to attack Dr. McCoy with it.
You're using ambush, you said?
Yeah, it's only got the one mode, sadly. So it's ambush. Where the target of this is choice of challenging player.
Well, then I'm going to use Kirk's token to intercede.
He always intercedes. Signature Kirk move. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be Deadly Flora versus Captain Kirk, and we get to do an icon flip here. I will flip 4, you'll flip 7, and we're looking for red phaser icons on the cards that we flip. So,
well, a flip is just me flipping 1, right? Isn't icon draw the one where we do 7? Oh, that's the icon flip is the result, right?
Oh, sorry, you're right. Yeah, icon flip is the result. Ambush, I think, works off a.
No, you're right. It's the flip, and I do 7, and I'm sorry, you're flipping how many?
Just 4. So I'll have to get lucky here.
Okay, let's see what we can do. Ready?
Go for it.
All right.
Well, that's 0 for me.
Well, I got 2.
Captain Kirk is very much safe and handily defeats the Deadly Flora.
Again, losing some cards in there that I would really have liked to play.
It is one of the sad things about this game when you do the icon flips. You just see everything going into the bin and or trash as you say in the States, and you're waiting for it to come back around when you get to reshuffle, but it's so far away.
Yeah, especially with my deck here, another good lesson to keep it at a minimum.
Oh, right, that's a good point. Yeah, I suppose the larger, yeah, the larger the deck, the longer it takes for it to come back around. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did include multiples, but I hate to count on that.
For sure. And I guess we can move on to your plot now. Do you have oh, sorry, right. I've I've cancelled the cards for this thing, so I don't have a plot card that I can play, and I don't have a challenge card that I can play down either.
Okay, so we can just move right on to Discovery.
Discovery, yep. And again, I don't have any card that I can play to take advantage of stopping you playing things. So actually, we can even continue all the way through to the resolution phase if you've not got anything else you want to sort of do in between, David.
Nope, nothing else on my side. So I'm going to get that big +1 from the default mission.
Yep.
The plot and Discovery give me no bonuses. So I'm going to add that 1. And this is where I'm going to put 2 on my permanent wild. Because I read in here as I was going through that any permanent wilds that don't have any XC on them get removed from the game. So I've got to replace that right away.
Well remembered. Yeah, I'd actually forgotten that. Yeah.
Well, I had forgotten that too. I was like, well, I'll just get this out on the table. And then, almost lost a pretty good play there. So that having been said, I've got 1 left. And I'm going to hold on to that.
Okay.
So I will turn back to you then.
Yeah, I think we're ready to begin a new turn. I think I need to do some discarding here. I'm going to discard. Sadly, I'm going to discard 2 crew members. We've got Sulu and Alden going to the discard pile. That leaves me with 2 cards in hand. So I'm going to draw 5. That's a bit better. And crew phase. A decision to make here. I think I am going to add Dr. Mark Piper to my crew. So he's medical and he has old-fashioned advice. Pay 1 XC to add a humanity icon to any icon draw. And I follow that up with a mission card. I do actually have a mission card this time. So my mission this time is going to be the Naked Time. And this is +2 XC, and player may bring an unlimited number of crew on the landing party. So for my landing party, I will bring Piper. There's actually probably not all that much point to. I mean, I'm gonna leave her behind. I'm too worried about her getting killed by something nasty and losing all her XC counters. So we'll leave her behind, and we'll bring Piper, Spock, Kirk, and McCoy on this one. And here's your first chance to get stuck in, David, with a challenge card if you have one. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to do my assign XC. So just very quickly, I'm going to take down that XC counter to leave 1 on the Doctor.
Okay. Ooh, let's see here. Okay. Oh, decisions. No challenge. Go ahead.
I figure what's coming up in the future now. Okay, so I can at least move on from that to my plot card. Sadly, I don't have a plot card to play here. So if you have one that you want to interject with, this is your chance.
No, I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to my
Okay.
cards.
And similarly, if you have a challenge card that you want to go for now, you can fire away with the challenge to the default plot.
No, I got nothing. Carry
Okay. So the crew gets lucky here, and we get to go to the discovery. I do have a discovery to play, which is the Naked Time discovery card. So this is +3 XC. Episode must be abandoned unless landing party has crew with medical ability. So thankfully I've got Dr. Mark Piper here. So I get to complete the mission. So moving to resolution, I'm going to score 3 from the discovery and 2 from the mission for 5. And I think, again, the plan is just to repeat what we did last time and take 4 of that across to the doctor straight away to put him at max XC and leave 2 in the is it the core? I can't, whatever my store is of
Your
things.
power base, yeah.
Power base. Thank you, David. Yeah. Yeah, leave two in the power base. And that is the end of my turn. So I will send my mission and discovery to the discard pile. Move the crew back to the common pool. And I don't need to worry about drawing anything or anything this time. Nothing to do there. So I will just pass the turn to you.
All right. And what's your XC count right now? Are you at 13?
13. Yeah, halfway there.
A quick lead.
Yeah, I've had some luck with the points off the mission cards.
All right. Well, I'll start with my discard phase.
Yeah.
I like all these.
Sounds like a good start.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'll stick with what I have. So I'll move on from the discard phase. Go to draw phase. I have 6. So I'll draw 1 to get all the way back up. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Crew phase. I'm not going to add. Oh, should just. Even though I'm going to move them back here in just a second, just for.
Sure. Yep.
Game consistency there. I'm not going to add a crew member to my complement at this time. So it takes me right to my episode.
Yeah. What mission card would you like to use?
Well, I've got some making up to do here. But you know what? I'm going to go with the default mission. So if you have a mission card you'd like to play or a challenge, we can go right into that.
Let's have a look here. Who's in your away team, first of all, here, David?
Oh, sure. It's just the three guys here.
Okay.
Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. And I think did I miss the initial XC?
Yeah, go for it, because you've got one. You've got one there, right?
Yeah, I'm going to put that on Kirk because I have a feeling I'm going to need to intercede on something here.
He's ready to intercede. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I'm actually going to start off with a wild card here. So this is wild card Psi 2000 virus. Each crew in the landing party must make an icon flip. Kill results are treated as neutralized results.
All right, icon flip for each one. I've got nothing to stop that. No great birds. They've all gone south in winter. So I'll just do them in the order I have on my thing here: Kirk, then Spock, then McCoy. Fair enough?
Sure. Yep, that sounds good.
And just to remind myself, a combat icon is kill.
Yep, and a yellow. Is it yellow is neutralized? Let me just double check this.
I used to have that committed to memory, but we've been out of commission for a while.
It's so true. Okay, yeah, red is kill, yellow is neutralize, and blue is unaffected. Kills are treated as neutralizes here, so red or yellow will just be neutralized.
Okay. All right, for Kirk, neutralized.
Okay.
For Spock, is that on camera? Yeah, it's blue, so no effect there. And another neutralized. It was a red, but that goes neutralized. So that is McCoy. So yikes, Spock is going solo.
Okay. I'll take a whirl at this. I'm gonna pay 1 XC from stores to play Dr. Elizabeth Denner. So this is a challenge with negotiate or mind control. I'm going to be choosing mind control. So mind control is the choice of the challenging player for the target. It's a logic challenge. You've only got Mr. Spock there, so we'll try and mind control Mr. Spock.
Yep. All right. Well, I've got nothing to modify anything, so I'm looking at 7 logic.
And I'm going to be flipping 5 here, so hoping to get lucky again.
All right, here we go. 7 cards for Spock. Seven. So all day I have 1, 2, 3 logic.
Pretty impressive. I only have 1, so you're safe from the doctor there.
Well, with these high card flips, icon flips, or icon draws, I might be recycling my deck after all.
Faster than you think. Okay, so that is the mission done. Do you have a plot card you want to put down for this, dude?
I do. I'm going to play the plot from Errand of Mercy. The Organians seem unconcerned about the sudden Klingon invasion. Effect here is +2 XC, and episode cannot be abandoned voluntarily. So I will turn to you for any challenges.
Good news is no challenges from me, so you're safe to move on to the discovery card.
That is excellent news. So let's go right to discovery, and no challenges to go back and revisit. So I'm going to play the discoveries. I'm going to take a page from your playbook here. This is the discovery from episode Tomorrow is Yesterday. The crew figures a way to manipulate time. This is +1 and draw up to your full hand after taking XC.
It's just so good. Great. So I guess we can move on to resolution here. So you are 2 XC from this? Oh no, more than that. 4
1 from the mission, 2 from the plot, and 1 from discovery. So I'm getting 4.
Nice.
Yeah. 3, 4, and correct me if I'm missing anything. Oh, let's see. So drop to your full hand after taking XC. So now it's my turn to take 2 more cards, right?
Go for it.
All right. I'll do that. 1 and 2. And now I get a crew card. All right. Let's see here.
Actually, I can't remember when we should have done it, but it doesn't matter too much here. You've got your final XC segment, so don't forget to dish out any of the XC that you want to your cards there, David.
Yeah, I'm actually going through my stuff here to make sure I don't screw anything up. And I have enough XC for what I want to do next time. I am not going to put any on the core crew. I'm not going to help you out. But I am going to put I'm going to put 2 on my permanent wild here, my bird of prey, and keep 2 in my power base.
Okay, that bird of prey is ready for combat there.
Charging up.
And with that, are you good to pass the turn?
Good to pass the turn, sir.
Okay. I only have 2 cards in hand, and I'm going to keep both of them, so I will draw 5. Okay, so it's not the hand that I would hope for. Crew phase. I am going to add Lieutenant Joe Tormolen to the crew. So his reward ability is if Tormolen survives any episode using any episode cards from the Naked Time, you gain 1 additional XC. And in a happy coincidence, the mission card that I will play for this turn is from the Naked Time. It's the +2 XC. Player may bring an unlimited number of crew on the landing party. And I've got my initial XC segment. I think I will Yeah, I'll go ahead and give the one that I've got in the bank at the moment to the lieutenant. Sorry, I should have chose my landing party first. So we're keeping Uhura and Piper off the landing party this time. Tormolen's going, Spock is going, Kirk's going, and McCoy will join them as well. So those four are on the team for this one. And I will pass to you if you have a challenge card to play, David.
I am going to play go ahead and flame me in the comments if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly. Rejak?
Oh, yeah, from Wolf in the Fold, right?
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, yeah. So if I remember this is a pretty deadly combat opponent here, David.
Yeah, it's either ambush or mind control. And just for documentation here, it's got 5 combat, 1 humanity, and 6 logic. A murderous energy-based life form, Rejak thrives on the emotion of fear. I have to pay 1 for my power base to play that, so I'm going to take that out right now. It does have the Enterprise icon, so we do want to pull that into your landing party.
Okay. The Enterprise is joined the team.
And the result is the same, so I'm going to go with my strength here and go with mind control as the action. And it's the choice of the challenging player. Which of your guys there has the least logic?
So it's a tie between Dr. McCoy and Lieutenant Tormolen.
Ooh. Let's see if I can do something to Tremolin there. I don't want you jacking him up with 5xc at the end of this.
Yeah, that seems sensible. However, I am going to use Kirk's signature move to pay 1xc to have him intercede on Joe's behalf there. So it will be Kirk versus Rejak in a battle of mind control here.
Very good. Anything to change anything, or we'll just go right to the icon draw?
I have no modifiers, so yeah, we'll just be straight to the icon right. Draw here.
Rejak has 6.
So Kirk is -1 on all ratings when used to intercede. So he's actually going to have 3 logic here. So he will be crossing his fingers. Okay, so blue icons this time?
Correct, sir.
Okay, let's go for it. I got very lucky.
I have 2.
So in a statistically unlikely turn of events, all 3 of mine are blue icons up here. So so Kirk scrapes through the battle there.
All right. Well done, sir.
So with Rejak thwarted, I move on to plot. And sadly, I don't have a plot card to play. So this is your chance to jump in if you'd like to, David.
This is my chance to jump in, indeed. Since the Enterprise is part of the landing party, the Romulan bird of prey is going to pay 1xc to remove 1xc from the Enterprise if the Enterprise is in the landing party. So we're going to take 1 off of there unless you've got something to stop me.
No, not at all. Yeah, nice play. Okay, so it's down to 1xc there.
Okay. And wild cards can be played at any time too, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to play the wild card direct hit. Play only if the USS Enterprise is involved in the mission. The Enterprise loses 1xc, or current player must discard 1 of his complement.
I can't remember. What are the rules for the Enterprise being destroyed? Because I know that this is one way you can lose the game, but I don't remember how it happens. Is it when it goes to 0xc?
Correct.
Or is there a... It is. Okay, cool. In that case, I'm going to play a second Great Bird of the Galaxy to negate that direct hit because I don't want to lose. And that sends it out of the game as well, so I can live worry free about it coming back later.
All right. Well, well done, great bird of the galaxy. You've defeated the bird of prey. Well, no, you defeated a direct hit anyway. Almost like a bird strike there. He just ran right in the middle of that, took him out.
So you still, because all of that was kind of wild cards, you still can play a challenge if you want to the plot card.
Did you play a plot card, or was it to me if I have one?
Sorry, yeah, you can also play a plot card. Yeah, I did not have one, so yeah.
No plot or challenge on this one.
Okay. In which case, I will move on to discovery, and sadly, I don't have a discovery card to play. Am I right in thinking? Yeah, so I don't have one to play. So if you have a discovery card that you'd like to drop in, David, go for it.
No, nothing to play. Just go right to adding them up.
Okay, sure. So I get 2 from the mission. I also get the reward ability from Tormolin because there was an episode card from the Naked Time. So that's 3xc in total. So I am... Yeah, I'm going to take a second to think about this, but I think this is how we'll do it. We'll put 2 onto Tormolin. We're going to pop 1 on the Enterprise as well. I have a bad feeling that the Enterprise is maybe not through getting shot up and having XC removed from it yet. So we'll top that up a little bit. And that's going to be the end of my turn. So I will send all the shared cards back to the pool. And I'm at... my count is 16 on XC at the moment. And I will pass it over to you.
All right. Well, let's see here. I have a feeling all of these are going to come in handy. I have 5 in my hand here. Let's see if this one's going to help me. Ooh, yeah, that will. And I'm keeping that. Yeah, I'm keeping everything, so I'll just go right to my draw phase and take 2 to bring myself up to the full number here.
Okay.
I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm going right to see discard draw crew phase, right? So I am going to play. I'm going to play a crew. Finally, Lieutenant Marla McGivers. You may remember her.
I'm really sorry. This feels very mean, but I think it's the right thing to do. So I have a wild card here called Court Martial. Play during crew phase when opponent plays crew card. The crew card just played is removed from the game.
Ah, great bird. Where are you? Yeah, as soon as you said Court Martial, I knew what was coming.
It's a horrible card in the game, but
I have that card in my deck as well. So turnabout will be fair play if that comes
okay. I can expect it in the future. So what mission card would you like to use for the turn?
My mission card is going to be... I'm going to go with the default one. So if you have a mission card, now is the time to play it on me.
I sadly don't, and I'm also not challenging here, so you can move straight to your plot.
Okay.
Actually, I should say who's in your landing party just for the sake of the
of course.
If you want to use your 1xc in the bank, you also get a chance to put that out there as well.
I'm going to hold on to that XC. Well, you know what? I'm actually going to play it to Spock.
Okay, sure.
If you want to add one to your Spock as well. And do I have one extra on Kirk? You don't. You used that one on the last turn.
I did. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't catch up, so I'm looking very quickly. 2 on the Enterprise, none on Kirk, and then 1 on Spock. Okay. And it's time to play a plot. Ooh, I don't have a plot card to play, so I'll turn to you if you have a plot card you want to play or a challenge to throw out there. And
I cannot take advantage of that at all. So you're all clear to go to the final stage and put down a discovery.
oh, well, I am going to play a discovery card from the episode Court Martial. Evidence of computer tampering clears the captain and saves the ship from danger. This is +3 XC. Immediately neutralize 1 crew currently in the landing party. If this removes the last crew of the landing party, the current player receives no XC. Well, Kirk has nothing on him, so I'm going to neutralize him.
Makes sense.
And I do have a wild card I'm going to play here.
Okay, what have we got?
I'm going to play Photon Torpedoes. Current player may remove 1 XC from the USS Enterprise to remove 2 XC from any permanent wild. So I'm going to take 1 from the Enterprise and take 2 off of my Romulan bird of prey.
This makes sense.
And with that having been said, I don't have anything else to play.
Okay, so we can go to your scoring. You're netting a reasonable amount here, right?
Not well. It's good for me anyway. I've got 1 from the core mission. Nothing. I beg your pardon. Nothing from the core plot, but then I get 3 from discovery. So 4 all day. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And you'll probably be wanting to throw most of that on the Enterprise, I'd imagine, David.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait. No, actually, I'm going to put. Just quickly take a look at my here. Nope, just 1 on my permanent wild there to make it 2. Sure. And I'll keep 3 for my next round here.
Okay.
Yeah, that does it.
So I come to my discard phase first here. So I'm actually going to discard 2 crew members here. So they're off to the discard pile. And that leaves me with 1 card in hand. So I'll draw 6 cards. And this time, we're going to add Lieutenant Commander Gary Mitchell to the crew. Obviously, he's about to get court-martialed. So his ability is Friend of Kirk. Kirk spends 0 XC to intercede for Mitchell. And then go to playing a mission card. I actually don't have a mission card to play, so if you want to put one down, David, you're welcome.
I do have a mission card. I'm going to play the mission from Errand of Mercy. The USS Enterprise visits the strategically located Organia on the Klingon border. This is +3 XC, and all Klingon challenges are +2 to all ratings.
Okay, this could get interesting. So I now have to choose my landing party. Mitchell is coming. Kirk is joining. And we'll bring Spock and McCoy as well. And I'm going to live dangerously and bring, or will I? No, I will leave Tormolen behind. So the other three will stay behind. So we've got Mitchell, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy on the mission for this one. I don't have any initial XC to assign to anyone, so it's on to your challenge card for the mission.
Indeed. I am going to play let's have some fun. We're going to play Capture from the Klingon, or I'm sorry, we're going to play a Klingon landing party on theme for Errand of Mercy here, since we're on the Klingon border. Their action is Capture, which uses combat icons. The Klingon Empire is the rival of the United Federation of Planets, and because Klingon is highlighted in green, I can take advantage of the game effect on the mission. All Klingon challenges are +2 to all ratings. So we're going to do combat. My combat rating is 4, but because of the mission bonus, I am at 6. And we're going to target Captain Kirk.
Yeah, that's going to be a good effort at capturing Kirk here, I think. I don't have anything in terms of modifiers to play, so I'm good to go to a card flip. So you're flipping. You're
flipping 6.
7 here. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm
ready?
Looking for red here, right, David?
Correct.
Cool.
I have 2 all day.
Well, I have none. So Kirk is definitely going down to these Klingons. So what does Capture do again?
Capture means that he is neutralized.
Neutralized. Okay, we'll turn him sideways to remind us of this. And of course, the Klingons sit on that mission till I clear them as well, so that could cause some problems here. Moving on to the plot cards. I have to think about this for a second. I am not going to play a plot card, so you have a chance to come in here, David, if you want to.
No plot card to play.
Okay, any challenge happening on the plot card?
I do have a challenge here. This is the Organian Council of Elders. Devout pacifists, the Organians hide their true appearance from both humans and Klingons. And the word Klingon is bolded in there, so that's also a Klingon keyword that I can use.
I see the Enterprise symbol is there to bring the ship into the mission.
Correct, yes. The Enterprise does come in. And I can attack the Enterprise with this, can't I? Oh, no. Well, no, not really.
That's a really good question. I don't think we've had this situation before. I mean, I presume you can.
Well, there's no real advantage to it anyway.
What's the result of? Sorry, what's their ability?
Well, it's Enigma or Negotiate, and both of which are neutralize. So
Okay, so yeah, if it had been an icon flip, maybe it would have been worth a shot. But yeah, that makes sense.
So that having been said, I am going to choose Enigma, which means we'll use the logic icon, and choice of the current player for the target.
So perhaps unsurprisingly, I am going to go for Spock to defend on this one because he's got a good logic rating of 7 here.
Indeed, and I also have 7.
Okay, so it's still going to be a good showdown here. I think I'm going to have to reshuffle mid-draw so we can go for it, and bear with me when I get to the reshuffling point.
Very good. I have ended with 2.
Okay, so I had nothing on my first 2 cards, so I will draw the other 5 here.
Oh, and I did forget there's a cost associated with this. It's pay 2 XC from your power base. So here's my 2.
Okay, yeah, because it seems pretty strong with that 7, so that makes sense. Okay, let's see how the rest of my cards work out here. So that's 1 blue, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Last cards. I got that second blue icon on the very last one there, so I scraped through on the Defenders Wooden tiebreakers here.
Yep.
Which is just as well, because I still have Klingons to deal with on the first challenge card.
Well, you also have some Romulans to deal with here. And I'm going to play an ability from my permanent wild here, my Romulan Bird of Prey. And since the Enterprise is in the landing party, I'm going to pay 1 XC to remove 1 XC from the Enterprise if the Enterprise is in the landing party. Unless you have
and that blows it up, right, David?
What's that?
That blows it up because it's the last XC on it. Is that right?
That would destroy the Enterprise, yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm not sure I can do anything about this, so that might be it. Oh, so the Enterprise is destroyed if it has no XC on it and is required to lose an XC. So it survives here because it goes to 0, and then the next one it would lose. Can you repeat that ability again?
Pay 1 XC, remove 1 XC from USS Enterprise if the Enterprise is in the landing party.
So you've still got 1 left after you've removed 1, right, David? Is that right?
Correct, yeah.
So yeah, so you pay 1, take the 1 counter off it, and then you can just rinse and repeat with paying 1 more to force the destruction because it's when it has nothing on it and it would lose 1. So at that point it blows up. Congratulations, well played.
No, hold on. I can only use permanent wild abilities once per turn, so I don't get a second shot.
Okay, so it's at 0, so it's right on the brink of destruction here.
Yes. So now, if you have something to attack the Enterprise next turn, that my plan could reverse on me. So we'll see what happens here. I thought once you removed that last one, if there were no XC, that's it. But if you're forced, it sounds like if you're forced to remove one XC and there are none on the Enterprise, that's when it's destroyed, right?
Yeah, I got this on page 37 of the original rulebook. The Enterprise is destroyed if it has no XC on it and is required to lose an XC. So it's right on the edge, but it's not over at the moment.
Okay.
Which I think brings us back to the Klingons, who are still sitting on the first challenge here. And can you remind me what was their ability again, David?
So this challenge is capture, which uses combat, and it's the choice of the challenging player for the target, and the result will be neutralize.
Okay.
And again, I've got the Klingon keyword on there, so I'm going to take advantage of the all Klingon challenges are +2 to all ratings from the mission that I played on you.
So how strong do they go to being?
Combat is 4 and another 2, so 6.
6. Okay. I am considering voluntarily abandoning this mission here, but I need to refresh my memory on when that is possible.
I was hoping we wouldn't have to read from the tiny book here.
Yeah. Now, do you know what? We'll give it a shot here, David. So we'll take this on one more time. So who would the Klingons like to fight on my team? I have the Enterprise. Probably doesn't make sense. It's a combat rating of 4. We've got McCoy on a combat rating of 3, Spock on a combat rating of 5, or Gary Mitchell on a combat rating of 5.
It's going to be Gary Mitchell.
Okay. I do not have anything to modify this, so I will be flipping 5. And I know I just asked you this. Was it 6, David, that you get here for yours?
Correct.
Okay, let's go for it.
All right. Oh my goodness. I drew 6. I have 1 logic and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 humanity.
Humanity. I thought when you said drew 6, I thought you meant 6 icons for a minute there. I was panicked. I got pretty lucky with my 5 and drew 3. So thankfully, Gary Mitchell.
Not too lucky. I'm going to play this game effect here. Of course, I can't read the title of it. But it is all humanity are now combat. Let me see if I can.
Okay. So you actually do have like a massive amount of combat there, right, David?
I've got 5 combat now.
Okay, yeah. So Mitchell is going to lose that. So he gets neutralized?
Correct. And the challenge remains in play, or does that go away now after a second?
No, it definitely remains there, I think. So,
all right. Unless there's anything to challenge, then the Klingon landing party is going to attack the low-hanging fruit.
So I think at this point, I'm going to have a quick check on when I can abandon a mission, because this feels like a good time to do it if I'm allowed to. Otherwise, the Klingons will probably rip through everything here, I think. Let's have a look. Okay, abandoning the episode.
Yeah, you're on page 31, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and read it out loud just so our viewing audience can be part of this too. The current player must always play a mission card during the mission segment of the episode phase. In mission segment, blah, blah, blah. The challenging player always has a chance to respond to that mission card by playing a challenge. The current player may voluntarily abandon an episode at any time after the mission card is played and after the challenging player has had the opportunity to respond. When an episode is abandoned, the following occurs. The challenging player receives XC for any challenge cards and episode cards that have been played. All bridge crew and crew cards in the current player's complement that were neutralized or converted are no longer neutralized, converted, and returned to the current player's control. Current player's default episode cards are collected and placed to the side for later use. Mission and plot cards are discarded. All challenge cards are returned to the challenging player and immediately discarded. Bridge crew, but it's not saying like a restriction on any particular time. I think you can pretty much, if it's voluntary, you can do it pretty much anytime you want.
So I'm going to go ahead. I'll abandon the mission here. You will score an XC point because you will still have a card on this mission at this point for your challenge. I will receive no XC for the mission.
It says here the challenging player receives XC for any challenge cards and episode cards that he had played.
Oh, sorry. You had an episode card as well, didn't you, David?
Yeah, I have the mission that I've been using that Klingon keyword. So I'm gonna actually score 2 off of this one.
2, yeah, nice. Okay, I don't think I have anything else to do in terms of kind of winding up the turn. So I think I can just pass straight to you for your turn, David.
Yes, sir. And I'm at the discard phase, but I used all of my cards. So nothing to discard. I'll go straight to the draw phase. I mean, yay. All right. That does the draw phase. So crew phase, I'm going to add Lieutenant Karen Green. This is the ship's materials officer. She has combat 2, humanity 4, and logic 2. Her ability, routine schedule. If Green survives any episode in which only the default mission, plot, and discovery cards were played, gain 2 additional XC. Well, I could have used her back at the beginning when you blocked me on that.
Yeah, that's a good example of a time when that card would backfire spectacularly.
So right to episode phase. I play my mission, then choose my crew, right?
Good question. Play mission card and then choose landing party.
All right. I'm going to play the mission from the Squire of Gothos. The USS Enterprise investigates an undiscovered world in an interplanetary void. This adds +2 XC. all challenges are +1 to logic ratings. So I got to be extra careful on that.
Okay. Who is joining your landing party?
The landing party, going to bring the Yeoman Green. I'm also going to bring Spock, Kirk, and McCoy.
Okay. And would you like to assign one XC to any or all of your landing party members?
One to Captain James T. Kirk, because it may come in handy later during a challenge.
Okay.
Speaking of challenges,
See, yeah, I think we're on to that point in the game. I am actually going to start with a wild card. I'm going to play Psi 2000 Virus against this. Is each crew in the landing party must make an icon flip. Kill results are treated as neutralized results.
All right. As before, let's go left to right, starting with Yeoman Karen Green, James T. Kirk, Spock, and then McCoy.
Go for it.
Here we go. Oh, that's a kill. All right, so she is neutralized.
Yeah.
Next is Captain Kirk. A kill result, so he is neutralized as well. This might be over before it started. Let's see how it goes here. Another flip. Oh, good. Logic, so no effect there. Spock is still part of it. But no, I lose Sulu. Come on.
Yeah.
And finally, McCoy, blue.
Okay, so half the crew is still fine. So let's put that to one side. So yeah, I have a challenge that I'm going to play here. Dr. Tristan Adams. So this is Mind Controller Command. He's a crazed keyword scientist with a mind control device. Does your mission card play into this at all? I can't remember what the keyword that I was looking for was.
All challenges are +1 to logic.
Okay, so if this winds up being a logic rating, well, I am mind control, which will be logic, and I get the choice of challenging player on mind control. So we're going to go after McCoy here on this one.
Sure.
So unless you have anything to interject with, shall we go for the icon flip?
Just reading here really quick. See if there's anything to save my bacon here. So reading the inspiration. If McCoy is in the landing party, all other crew with medical are +1. So that doesn't help me at all. And so, yeah, nothing in my hand to help me either. So let's do this. 2 logic from from McCoy.
And 5 from the doctor, thanks to the mission card. So, okay.
Oh, not my planet killer. All right. I got a 1. 1 logic.
So I've hit 3. So the challenge is successful. And the result of the mind control challenge is an icon flip.
All right. Let's do this, McCoy. Come on, buddy. Ooh. Neutralized.
Okay, so still lives, but he's out of the picture for now. Oh, and of course, the challenge stays there at the moment. So, but we do move on to the plot segment.
Yeah, I have no plot, which is the story of my life in a nutshell.
I am going to jump in with a plot card for a change in that case, which is the Naked Time plot card. So this pulls the Enterprise into the mission. And it says +2 XC, all crew are at -1 to all ratings.
Oh, that's risky for me now since I totally burned the Enterprise up.
The good news, however, is I don't have a challenge to play onto that plot card. So I think, yeah, this is where we go back to resolving challenges. So we go back to Dr. Adams and his mind control device. Are you wanting to continue with the mission, David?
That's an excellent question. I think not.
I think that makes sense in this situation.
Yeah,
But I
because you're just going to switch to command, right? Because my humanity on Spock is 2.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna bail out and let you get 2xc for the or
Okay.
1 for the challenge, right?
One for the challenge and one for the plot. However, I have a feeling that it's not actually going to matter here if I remember how all this works correctly. So I do get the 2xc from the mission being abandoned. However, what is going to immediately come back to haunt me here, because I don't think I have any way in hand to manipulate this, is that I don't think I get to move it anywhere.
This goes right to your power base, right?
Yeah.
The challenging player receives XC for any challenge cards and episode cards that he or she had played just as if the episode had been completed.
So, and I think the key thing is that I can't move them anywhere. So I earn them for preventing you from doing the mission, but they just sit in my pool. And the turn flips over back to me. And the first thing that happens is my discard phase, but I presume that you can use your permanent wilds ability before I even reach my discard phase to remove an XC from the Enterprise.
Well, it's the caveat is the Enterprise has to be in the landing party, so I can't just.
Oh, okay.
I can't
So
just shoot at it.
I have a slight reprieve, possibly in the Enterprise being blown up here. Then, right. So I can discard. I'm not going to do any discarding. I have 3 cards in hand, so I'm going to draw 4. So 4 to hand. Interesting. Crew phase. I'm going to add Tina Lawton to the crew. So she has an ability called Diversion, which is pay 1 XC to redirect an action against one of the landing party to another crew in the landing party. And then mission next. I'm going to play the mission card for the naked time. So this is plus 2 XC, primarily bringing an unlimited number of crew on the landing party. Okay, then I choose the landing party. So we'll bring Lawton, Mitchell, and the bridge crew. So Kirk, McCoy, and Spock. And Tormolen, Mark Piper, and Lieutenant Uhura are going to stay behind. This is such a nail biter of a game. So we move to initial XC, and I presume I'm going to quickly read up to make sure that I'm not cheating here, because what I want to do is place one on the Enterprise, which I can't do. It has to be members of the landing party,
Yeah.
and I've not been able to add the ship yet. So the stakes get even higher here as I'm unable to replenish the Enterprise's XC. In which case, I am going to take those two and add one to Mitchell and one to Lawton. Do you have a challenge card you would like to play on my mission card, David?
You played a mission?
Yeah, I've played the mission. I'm actually going to turn the light on in a minute. It's getting quite dark here. I've played the episode's mission card, The Naked Times. This is plus 2 XC. Player may bring an unlimited number of crew on the landing party. I'm actually at 5 exactly, however, there.
Sure, let's have some fun.
What do we got?
I have a Klingon warrior. His action is attack. Combat is 4. It has the Klingon keyword, but that doesn't come into play this time around.
An attack is the choice of the current player. So probably pretty predictably, I'm going to have this Klingon fight Captain Kirk.
Sure. And I'm going to play this card now. I'm not sure if this is the right time or afterward, but I do have an effect card. Probably afterwards, so you can't change anything. But this is the Native Club, which is plus 3 combat when used by a crew or challenge card with combat rating of 5 or less. Now my Klingon warrior has 4. So I'm going to add 3 to that to make 7 for my flip.
7. Okay, so it's a fair fight. 7 versus 7 here.
I take that back. It's going to be 4 flip, and then I add 3 combat.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So shall we go for the flip?
Yeah. So I drew 2 plus the 3, so 5. 5.
Well, I got 4 off my icon flip, and I'm going to use Spock's XC to pay 1x. Vulcan Nerve Pinch ability to pay 1 XC to add 1 combat icon to any icon draw to have Kirk win the tiebreaker against the Klingon there.
All right. Well played, sir.
A bit lucky there. Okay, so Klingon attack survived. I move on to my plot step. And I am going... I'm going to tactically choose not to play the Naked Times plot card. I'll let you guess what icon that has on it that I might not want to have hit the table at the moment.
Oh, yeah, it brings the Enterprise in, doesn't it?
It sure does. Do you have a plot card that will do the same job here, though, David?
I do not.
Oh, that's a very lucky break for me. Okay, so do you have a challenge card that you would like to lay down here?
No challenge.
Okay, so the crew squeak through without the ship getting blown up here, and I move to Discovery. thankfully, I do have a discovery card to play, which is the Naked Times discovery card. This is +3 XC. Episode must be abandoned unless landing party has crew with medical. And I've got Bones still here, so I am good for that. Moving to scoring, this is not bad. I get 3 for the discovery and 2 for the mission, so I net 5. I am going to immediately put 2 of that onto the Enterprise, and I will place the other 3. We will give 2 to Mitchell. In fact, no, we'll give all 3 to Mitchell, so he's up to 4 XC on him now.
And what's your total now?
It's creeping up. 10, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. So it's edging close. And that's going to end my turn, so I will send it. What was that, sorry, Dave?
But my internet skipped, so I missed that. The win is 25, right?
25, yeah, sorry, yeah, you're spot on, yeah. Okay. 13, 17, 18, 19, yeah. End of the turn. I don't have anything else to do, I don't think, so I'll just throw it over to you.
All right, then I will start with my discard phase. And I'm going to discard all 3 of these and empty my hand. So I'll draw 7. All right. Crew phase, I'm going to add Lieutenant Rowe to my crew. Lieutenant Rowe is the navigation computer technician with the helm ability, and he has an effect of coordination. If Rowe is part of the landing party, all crew with the navigation ability may use XC from the ship's stores to use their ability. So it's nice, I guess.
Yeah. And do you have a mission card to play here?
Wow. I do not. Do you have a mission to play on me? Or should I choose my crew first?
Yeah, I can't capitalize on that, so it'll just be the default mission. And yeah, go ahead and choose your landing party here.
All right, I'm going to pick all 3 of the bridge crew here and both of my complements, so full crew of 5.
Okay. So I'm going to take this opportunity to play a couple of wild cards quickly. I've got the wild card boot scene. This is play only if Captain Kirk is in the landing party. Kirk is immediately neutralized, and the player of this card gets 1 XC.
I'm gonna waste that Enterprise, man.
And I am going to be a baddie again and play Guardian of Forever. So this is the current player must play default episode cards for the remainder of this episode. And I will throw it back to you. So we've done the mission already. The default plot is mandated by that wild card.
Well, before we go to plot, I have not assigned XC to my landing party yet.
Oh, sorry, David. Thank you. Yeah.
And it's not looking good here. I need to refresh my memory on that helm ability. Pay 1xc to draw 2 cards up to your hand limit. Well, let's see. No, I'll just write it out.
Okay, sure. Yeah, with the moving, so I couldn't challenge the default mission. So moving to the plot card, the wild card has you playing the default plot, and I am going to capitalize on that by playing a plot card of my own, which is the one for the naked time, which does bring the ship into the crew, which you can maybe take advantage of to some extent here.
Even though my landing party is full?
That's a good question. I think that happens, but let's quickly have a look at the rules. Enterprise symbol on page 8. Certain cards have the Enterprise symbol in the upper right-hand corner. When that card is put into play, the Enterprise is automatically part of the landing party.
Well, it doesn't say you can't or you shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it probably gets to sort of break the rule by a default almost there.
Yeah. Going to go back a little bit here to.
Yeah, I jumped forward to page 36 with the rules for the Enterprise, and it doesn't really elaborate on that, I don't think.
Let's see, after playing, I'm on 14, just reading about the landing party segment. After playing a mission card, the current player must choose a landing party. The current player may choose a landing party from among the current bridge crew, the core crew, and any other crew cards that are horizontal in the game, center of the game table. And from his complement, blah, blah, the current player may not choose crew cards from the challenging player's complement. Has been reviewed unless modified by other cards during the game. The current player may only have up to 5 crew, bridge, or complement in the landing party. The challenging player does not choose a landing party at this time.
So the first clause there was unless modified by other cards in the game, is that right?
Yeah, unless modified by other cards during the game, the current player may have only up to 5 crew, bridge crew, or complement.
So my feeling would be that the icon appearing on a plot card modifies that rule to bring the Enterprise in.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm happy to play it however you want to. I feel like in this game it probably favors me if the Enterprise doesn't join the mission. But my rules gut says that it should in this instance. So.
I think this is a case of the cards override the rules, right?
Yeah. So let's bring it in. And the plot card also is going to give you 2xc. It does put all crew at -1 to all ratings, but I don't think that's going to matter just because I don't have a challenge card to follow up with. I am going to play one more wild card, more just to to get it out of my hand because I think it's going to do anything. So I'm going to play Unknown Virus, and it just says current player must make an immediate icon flip. So you can choose anyone in your crew complement there, David, to icon flip, and that's that done.
I'm going to do an icon flip versus Lieutenant Rowe.
Sure, go for it.
It's blue.
Blue, you're all good. And so you can move on to Discovery. I still have that wild card in effect right now that's going to block you from placing a Discovery card. I don't have a Discovery card to play of my own, though, so you will still score the 3xc, 1 for the default and 2 for the one that I played in.
Well, before we move on, I'm going to play a couple wild cards of my own.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I'm going to play Direct Hit. Play only if the USS Enterprise is involved in the mission. The Enterprise loses 1 XC. Or current player discards one of his complement. I'm going to take the hit.
Sure, yeah.
And then I'm also going to play this wild. Photon Torpedoes. Current player may remove 1 XC from the USS Enterprise to remove 2 XC from any permanent wild. So I'm going to remove 1 XC from the Enterprise and remove the XC from my permanent wild.
Okay.
And now I will collect my. Oh, I think I put that in the wrong. I put that in the ship store or in the power base instead of the ship stores. So now I'm at the end. I can add up all my stuff, right?
Go for it. Yeah.
So I get 1 from the default mission, and then the plot and discovery give me nothing. But I did have a yeoman, Karen Green, who is, remember, her ability is the routine schedule. If Green survives any episode in which only the default mission, plot, and discovery cards were played, gain 2 additional XC.
Oh, sadly, because I played a plot card on the plot card.
Oh, that's
right. Those one trigger.
Con!
Yeah. Close.
All right. Well, then I get 1.
And you do get the 2 for the one that I played as well, Naked Time. So.
All right. So 3 all day.
And I get 1 because I had 1 card on the 3.
Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm still light years away from the winning with the power base. So with XCs. So I'm going to put I'm going to put 3 on my permanent wild.
Makes
the bird of
sense.
prey there. And I'll keep the 2 in my power base.
Okay.
And I believe we can move right along to your turn.
Cool. I have no cards in hand, so no discarding. So I just draw 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Crew phase. I'm going to play Lieutenant Kaplan. He has security. He has the ability to target all wild cards affecting crew must be directed at Kaplan first.
I'm going to play Court Martial.
Aha.
Play during the crew phase. You know.
He's removed from play. Is that right, David? Removed from the game?
Removed from the game, yeah.
Yeah.
This goes with the Bird of the Galaxy there.
Mission, I'm going to use the Naked Time mission. So this is plus 2 XC. I can bring in an unlimited number of crew on the landing party. landing party. I'm going to bring Tormolin, Mitchell, Lawton, Kirk, McCoy, and Spock.
In the Enterprise.
And I'm going to pray
Did I hear that? Did I hear that?
Doesn't get anywhere near this mission if I can help it. And I have 2 XC in the bank for the initial XC phase. And I will put 1 XC onto Mitchell. And the other XC onto Spock. And I will pass to you for any challenges on the mission card.
All right. Sure, let's do it. Kang is going to attack. Well, not attack. Yeah, attack. A Klingon captain whose ship was destroyed by an energy creature that fed on negative emotions. I do have to pay 1 XP from my power bit. I'll pay that right now. He is going to use attack, which is combat. And it's the choice of the challenging player. Now I'm going to choose Gary Mitchell, but
and I will send him over to James T. Kirk here. In fact, sorry, did you say is it attack? Did you say, David?
Correct. Yeah.
So it's the choice of the current player. So I will actually choose to have him face Kirk, just because it means that Kirk's stats aren't -1 if I do it that way. So we'll go with that.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I read the wrong line there on my guide.
No worries. And so how much combat did you say your Klingon has there?
Combat, I have 6.
Okay, so 6 versus 7. Should we go for a flip?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay, let's see what we got.
That did not play in my favor. I only got 1.
Okay, I have got 1 already. Just to finish the flip, though, I have to do a quick shuffle and finish the draw. So that's 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Kirk has an impressive 5 combat red symbols there.
Wow.
So he is safe.
Okay, well, that took care of that.
And here's the real nail biter for me, because we move on to the plot, and I am going to elect not to play a plot card for similar reasons to the last time I chose not to play one. And I very intrepidly ask you, David, do you have a plot card that you would like to play into this?
I do not.
It's my lucky day on that one, I think. Do you have a challenge you would like to add into the plot segment?
No, and I'll save us some time. I've got nothing for the rest of the episode phase.
Okay, so no discovery card either at this.
I've got a discovery, but it does not help me at this point.
Okay.
So,
so I don't have a discovery. So you would be welcome to play yours in if you want to. Although you may not want to, because I'm so close to the XC.
Yeah, it's. We can talk about it after the game is done, but yeah, it's not something I'm going to try to do.
Okay, cool. So that brings us to the end of the turn. So I have the 2XC from the mission card. And I also have Tormolen's effect. If he survives any episode using any episode cards from the Naked Time, he gets one additional, or I gain one additional XC, which would add 3 to the bank. I'll put that all on Lawton, and I'll do some quick adding up. In fact, wait, that's really stupid. I'll put all 3 on the Enterprise and do some quick adding up and see if I've reached the magic number or not here. So it's 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25 exactly. I make that, David. Do you concur?
Yep, your math is sound. You reached 25.
Well, that was a very, very close game, and I think your deck did an excellent job of showcasing the alternate path to victory and how much of a nail biter that can turn the mission segment into when you're trying to pull that ship in.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate for me. That I think, well, looking through the rest of my deck, I did not have any more cards that brought the Enterprise into the landing party, so I wouldn't have been able to take advantage of that. But I did have I did have a Klingon battle cruiser coming up here, just a couple cards away from that. So if I had been able to pull the Enterprise in, I could have done a double whammy on you. Each of them could have taken a pot shot at the Enterprise.
The single whammy was getting me close enough to destruction there, so I was on the edge of my seat for most of the final turns of that game, knowing that it was sort of one move away from being destroyed. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I was smiling a lot there early on when I thought once you removed that last XC that was it, that I won. It was like, it can't possibly be that easy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I thought that was it as well. So, very, very close moment in the game. And not only was it close as a moment, it really meant that the entirety of the rest of the game was on a knife edge for the destruction path to victory as well. So it was.
Yeah, I just needed to pull the Enterprise in one last time.
And, that really was it. Like
that would have been all she
would have done it. Yeah. You were saying there was a story about the final discovery card that you were holding, David?
It was from the City on the Edge of Forever, and it's -2 XC, which would have helped me. But it says all current players' complement may receive XC as if they had participated in the episode. Which I think I may have misinterpreted, that your crew would have gotten extra XC and it would have screwed me. But actually reading it would have -2 from you. You would have been 2 short of the win.
Yeah, that is a pretty weirdly worded card, though. I can see where the confusion comes in there. Well, it was fun to get Star Trek back to the table again, David, and hopefully we can do it again before too long next time. I think not next weekend, but definitely later this month. I should have some free time to boldly go again, and we can see if the Enterprise gets blown up this time or not, and try some new cards and new decks out. And thanks again very much for the game today.
Well, thank you. Yeah, if this game taught me anything, it's that I need to hurry up and open that Starfleet Maneuvers booster box so I can get some more Bird of Praise out there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the video on that as well. So I'll be keeping my eyes peeled to the Studio Squim channel for that unboxing coming up.
All right. Well, I'll let you get going. Thank you very much for the game. All of you out there that are watching, if you liked this or you enjoyed watching the game, please like the video, subscribe, because there's plenty more coming up. Alastair, myself, Nathan, who wasn't able to join us today, but hopefully we can pull him in for a game too. And yeah, there's plenty more to come. Unboxings, games, if we get enough together, maybe a discussion about deck building, and we can all kind of discuss how we do our stuff. That having been said, thank you again, Alastair, for joining me, and we'll see everybody very soon.
Live long and prosper.